everybody, Ross Korzybski coming to you live on this Independence Day. First of all, happy 4th of July. We are on the set of the Dr. Patrick Flynn Show. I am sitting with the one and only amazing, the Hormone Whisperer, Dr. Patrick Flynn. I am your host, Ross Korzybski. We're excited. We have some great questions that we're going to go through today. Anything from health to business to personal development. Why? Because we care enough about you to give you the information that we believe to be right so that you can have an informed conversation with those people in your life that just might not agree with you. And that happens from time to time.
Which is most people.
Yes, correct. So, Doc, talk to me. It's the 4th of July. How was your weekend?
Oh, we blew a lot of stuff up. And the nice thing with our topic of testosterone,
yes,
that's the way to do it. It gives us that GER that we have that way. So, yes, we had a great weekend. Had a great weekend with the family. Got to hang out, and my wife and I and kids, we got some pictures with some LPGA players.
Yes.
Because they have an LPGA event since we are a golfing family that way. So we got to see that. And, yeah, I had a great weekend. How about you guys?
Oh, fabulous. My wife is back from Russia. She's gone for 3 weeks. And I'm telling you, we're talking about an amazing topic today because testosterone. And I'm telling you, so glad you're home, baby. So glad you're home. This is going to be the longest 30-minute show because I want to get back home. Right. So we are live. It is a beautiful thing. So
it is.
I'm excited about this one. We talked about it last Friday, and you had an amazing show when you were with Dr. Josh Axe.
Yes.
And which really kind of set the stage for us to talk about what we are going to talk about today.
Well, you know, because we hit infertility there that way, and of course we're dealing a lot with women and what they're going on, but then a lot of questions came about what about males. Well, you're going to find out there's not much difference. Okay. Now what I mean, for example, is hormonal patterns are very similar that way, but dosages are different per aspect, and then how they're produced and stimulated is quite interesting. So it makes it a good time to be able to actually, you know, show the difference today and actually really show where things can go bad at both avenues. And the question today was awesome.
It is awesome.
So before that.
But before we get to that, hey, we're going to do some things a little bit different today. We've got some giveaways. We've got 3 books and even a Wellness Way mug that we want to get into your hands. But what you need to do, though, is you need to go to the comments section and you need to put your name in and where you are from. And what we will be doing randomly throughout the show is picking names. And then what you can do, once we say your name and that this book is yours, you need to private message us and get us your information so that we can send it off to you. I will be following on this. Also, continue to like and share. Give us the thumbs up. Go to the little heart button and ding, 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 ding. Go crazy.
Ooh, Steph Beaver from North Bay, Ontario, Canada. So,
awesome.
Hi, Steph. How's it going? Canada.
That is awesome.
Up north, colder than where we at in Wisconsin.
Yes, Hector Martinez.
Yes. Janelle King, hello. Happy 4th. Tabitha, happy 4th. Love the loves and stuff like that. Yes.
Awesome.
We see that Brenda, Lathan, Hector's on. That's pretty great. So, Kim Lacefield, oh my goodness.
Yes.
Say hi to your husband, who's a pastor and stuff. And
Danica,
oh my goodness. I went to high school with her.
Come on.
Yeah, I did. She graduated with my sister, and it's kind of cool because now her mother works at our office over in Cottage Grove.
Beautiful.
It's kind of cool.
Thanks for joining us on this Independence Day. We hope everybody has had an amazing weekend and having a wonderful day. We are excited to be here with you right now.
Now.
Should we dive into this?
Oh, this is going to be... You know, I have to say something before we start. Well, we already started. What am I talking about? Okay, but think about this. It was hilarious because last week's show, you know, I thought was going to be a lot of negativity coming at me after I said, listen, my views on what I think as far as use of the pediatrician and stuff like that. Actually, it was totally opposite. Actually, I think what happened is I never got 1 ounce of hate mail last week. Not once. I know.
How is this possible?
Not once. I was like,
how is it possible?
Especially with the characteristics that we had and we were talking about that way. It was actually, I had more women actually send me messages saying, Doc, so thank God that you said that because now I can reference them to the video that way and understand a different perspective that way, which is always my goal.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of your family members, they'll attack you and stuff. That's why I thought we were going to get a ton of attacks that way. Not one came through.
It's good.
It was more of women just saying, thank you. You gave us a good viewpoint and some talking points. And that was always the main part of the show is to give you information to become more empowered to make your own decisions.
Yes.
Not letting other people make your decisions or making emotional decisions. So now as we move into this topic, maybe hate mail will come this week.
Well, you need to kind of track along with me as I read this because this is what comes to us. Ooh. And so just bear with us for a couple minutes. Here we go. All right. A lady writes in, my husband is 67 and I'm 57. I'm the one with the sex drive. I sleep without my clothes on, and I try to seduce him, and it usually leads to being rejected. He is a truck driver and is only home 4 to 5 days a month, which is problematic.
Yes.
We both have back issues, so it's not easy having a day where we're both physically ready to go. And she goes, LOL. She goes, our life insurance is awful. I take care of his mom, so our income is low, and we are not financially set. Any suggestions? I need and want more affection, and just talking about this is a turn on, she says. LOL.
There's a reason why.
Yes, and she goes, I also use compound bioestriol from my pharmacy.
Yes.
This thing is loaded for response. Where do you want to start?
Okay, so let's start with a statement that did get a lot of criticism a long time ago, and you guys heard me say it before. If you look at the biology of man, okay, men are not perverted, men are not sick, they're not disgusting, they're actually a real healthy man.
Yes.
So when a 67-year-old guy, now here's the biggest fallacy. A 67-year-old guy, see, now we give them excuses, saying the fact that, well, they have aged and that's why. Let me tell you this, guys. If your doctor, your endocrinologist, your GP, any doctor tells you that testosterone decreases as you get older, they have no freaking clue. They are a moron. They are. They have no clue. And she will say, well, that's what my doctor said. Yeah, your doctor was taught by wrong people. Do you understand? And that's a big thing. Your doctor doesn't understand that.
Why are they saying that, though?
Well, because they're taught that. They're taught. Yeah, it's really funny. If you look at the ranges for testosterone for a male, it doesn't change from when they're a teenager all the way till they die. Yeah. And I got something really funny to say. And as you guys know, Brandon, my nephew here, instead of that, Brandon, you're 23. 23 years old. His birthday's coming up pretty soon to be 24 this July. So he's now he's a July baby and stuff. I still remember the first time I heard him cry first. It was last week. No, just kidding. No, it was actually, I remember it was his first noise he made. I was standing right there. It's kind of cool and stuff like that. And long story short, now I'm going to use Brandon for an example. Okay, you and I are 42 years old.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, our birthdays are coming up in the next 4 months.
I
know, viewers, it's hard to believe that we're going to be 43.
Oh.
As Brandon says, old. Okay, so now here's the funny part. Now we're going to get Brandon back on this. Do you understand that of all the guys that we have, you guys seen a lot of our doctors get tested on the Facebook post that we did and everything like that? The 2 lowest testosterone-based males in the office are the 2 youngest.
Are the youngest ones.
Are the youngest. They're in their 20s.
Sorry, Brandon.
Yeah, sorry, Brandon. But no joke.
That was the other time we heard him cry.
They're starting to make the changes on there. Do that. But I want you to think about that. The 2 lowest has nothing to do with age. Mm-hmm. Actually, the funny part is, it's like even us older guys actually have much more testosterone than even the younger docs.
Yes, I do.
Do you know what I'm saying? And see, so the idea is this, and actually, Ruben in Colorado just got it back, and that's the thing is, we were like 695 or something.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
I beat him.
Yeah, only by a couple points. But see, the cool thing is this. So that's the point. So if a doctor tells you, number one, age, so because all of a sudden a woman says, well, he's 67 years old, that's because of his age. No, it's not.
Yeah.
So there's 2 things that come about when I think about that. Number one, I will always give the benefit of doubt that, for example, when a male starts to lose sex drive, he's sick.
Sure.
Let me say it again. He's sick. See, don't tell me just because he doesn't have any disease that he's healthy. He's not.
Right.
When his testosterone levels start to go down, normal body function starts to drop. Okay? So at 67 years old, boom, that alone right there. So obviously, let's move to the first thing. What can you do? Well, this whole thing, as you can see, even this wonderful lady that was so vulnerable and actually shared this experience with us that way, what happened is, sometimes we take that physical issue and we convert it into an emotional issue.
Right.
He is rejecting me. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And now it can turn into a marital issue. So we started out there with a sex drive, and now it's now an emotional marital issue that way, and that can happen all the time.
Yeah.
Do you see? I mean, now granted, your wife hasn't been here for 3 weeks, but can you imagine turning your wife down? That's still a fallacy.
Not right now,
me.
no.
I always say this. I'm like,
you're lucky I'm here right now.
I had to drag his butt in just to say, you got to do the show today.
Oh, my.
So he actually wanted to tape it. This is not a joke. He wanted to tape it. I'm like, no, we got to do it live. But think about this. It's like, because a healthy, driven man, turn down their wives?
Yes.
I mean, that is foreign.
Yes. Well,
this is foreign.
There's also something that's kind of crazy here. Any man that is only home 4 to 5 days out of a month, come on now. I mean, a career. He's a truck driver, and your sex drive is through the roof, and you're looking for an emotional connection. 4 to 5 days in a month is a really hard time to really validate that relationship.
Yeah.
Come on now.
But still, even if he was a healthy boy, guess what happened? He should be getting home 4 or 5 days, she should be complaining that he doesn't leave her alone.
Get off me.
That's right. He's
leave me alone.
Get me alone.
Yes.
So now here's the point. Now this is the part that's going to make some of the women mad. Okay. Now I came from a truck driving family.
Yes, you did.
Do you see what I'm saying? Uncles, grandpa, all stuff like that. And it's really funny because this is a relationship thing, but it leads into testosterone. Ladies, you got to stop this, okay? What'll happen is this. Truck drivers are massively addicted to porn.
Yes.
Massively addicted to porn.
All that time by themselves.
They are.
Yes.
And so what they do, and this is gonna surprise some people that way, but what happens is, if you think about it this way, so if they self-gratify themselves to produce more sperm, they have to increase their testosterone levels. So they actually drain it. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's not a joke. So that's why guys that get addicted to porn, what they really do is they'll actually cause their testosterone levels actually to drop, not because they're not even healthy, it's because they're in constant use of it that way.
Yes.
And it depletes it. Do you understand? So it just drives myself nuts that way. That's why you actually even see young guys today that are massively addicted to porn. What they do is their testosterone levels are dropping.
Yes.
Why? Because they're always looking at the damn computer.
Yes.
And stuff like that. So I know it's tough for me to say that, but 67 years old, there's a couple things. He's sick or he's just doing the wrong thing. He shouldn't be doing that way.
Right, exactly.
And I know that, here comes the hate mail.
I know. That's fine. I mean,
and it's like,
it's truth.
But yes, because what happens is he should, so let's give the guy the benefit of the doubt. He's sick.
Yep.
Do you understand? Get his testosterone levels measured. It's very important because I would start there because without knowing what they are, but if his testosterone levels come back okay, come back normal, yes, there can be other factors, but really, guys, it's not a joke. You know this. Testosterone dictates our life.
Sure.
Dictates us physically and mentally. So the idea is I'd be having a little conversation with that young man, 67-year-old man, going, hey, listen, there's some things we got to talk about. So there's a bunch of people saying hi and stuff like that. Now remember, for our giveaways, we're giving away books. I'll tell you what they are. We're giving away our Wellness Way mugs that we always do that way. All you have to do, like, share, say hello, tell us where you're from that way.
Give us a thumbs up and the heart.
I don't want to destroy this names, but I wanna from Hickory Hills, Illinois.
Yeah,
you see that?
Yep.
And then we got Crystal, we got Ashley. Hello, Ashley, and stuff. So also too,
your
Christine,
beautiful bride is on.
my wife. Hi, honey, love you. Trust me, she's the reason why my testosterone is so high. And I'll show you why. How we can do with that.
Yes.
Okay. So long story short, so that's part 2 there. Now it gets deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? So start with that. Start with aspect. Now, ladies, there's also a part here, and this woman is doing it right. Because this is when sometimes I have conversations with women, and they don't realize how easy it is to get a man's testosterone levels up. Do you know what I'm saying? It really is. And because here's what happens, ladies. Men are very visual.
Very much so.
Very visual. We can actually get massive stimulation of testosterone production by how we stimulate. This always makes it. Actually, you can see this clip on my Dr. Patrick Flynn website that way when I'm speaking to a big crowd of people. And I'm like, ladies, you have to let the man see you.
Yes.
You cannot dress like the Taliban and have your burqa on and expect them to be attracted to you.
So true.
I know we live in Wisconsin, and it's really funny. And my wife is literally 105 pounds soaking wet. Okay, so what happens is obviously she doesn't have a lot of body fat, so they're a little bit more cold. You know what I'm saying? But my wife understands this, so she's not wearing her flannel pajamas in the middle of winter. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let them see it, ladies. A guy can only go after what he sees.
Yes.
And the bad part is this: if you don't show him, some other woman will.
That's right. Absolutely.
It'll catch his attention.
Yes.
We're very visual. Okay. Now on the flip side,
and she's sleeping naked.
Yeah, and she's sleeping naked.
I know it.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm going, all right, she's actually taking step number 1 quite well. She is. This woman is doing things right.
Yes.
She really is, because my goodness, I mean, ladies, this is a raw show. Do you understand that's the man's dream? It really is. Butt naked, sleeping next to your wife. I mean, come on now. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Look around. Ladies, I understand your defense. Cold, uncomfortable.
Kids around.
Yeah, totally understand. Remember, we are married men. We understand that. It's hard for a woman to want to sleep naked, and all of a sudden their 2-year-old comes and jumps on them, or even their teenager comes in the room that way, So
lock the door!
So ladies, we understand. We're just given the ideal situation, because men live in these fantasy worlds of ideal situations that way. So a real man won't put a woman in that situation, make her feel uncomfortable.
Right.
Okay? Now, ladies, on the flip side, your testosterone levels. So let's not forget the ladies on this. Okay, guys, let me teach you something. Testosterone is a sexually driven hormone for a woman too. But women aren't visual. Okay, women's testosterone levels are massively stimulated, produced not by visual but by emotional connection.
Yes,
emotional connection.
Yep.
I would say this: sometimes you can see this not so attractive male with a gorgeous woman.
Right?
How did he do that?
Emotionally connected.
But see, guys are looking, visually going, that guy's not appealing. How can she find him appealing? Because he knew how to connect with her.
Right.
Do you understand? And so actually, like I said, we kind of talked about how to actually get a woman to increase her sex drive. Connect with them. Your greatest connectors actually, for example, can do wonderful with women that way. That's the biggest thing. Their hormones are actually no different than ours. It's just how they're produced and how they're stimulated. Oh, you should see the hearts coming on that one.
Oh, come on now. Look at that. Look at that.
It's true. The hearts are going like crazy.
Section. Yes.
But it's true, guys. You're missing the boat on this. Understand how your testosterone levels are stimulated, but don't expect that woman to do the same exact thing. She is not you. She's a totally different creature.
Oh my gosh, someone just said locking the door doesn't work when your kids know where the keys are.
Way to go, Ashley. Ashley. Yes.
Hide the keys in a different spot.
That's right. No, it's pretty awesome. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for all the shares.
Yes, continue to keep on
Tell us where you are from. So the cool thing is this. Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead, Russell.
Hey, I just got called Doc. Well, you're talking about the emotional connection. Here's a situation, though. Once again, 4 to 5 days, he is only home.
Yep.
This is not the prime situation for an emotional connection.
No.
I'm curious. Text, phone call. What is your communication? What is the day-to-day circumstance for you to have that emotional need met from him? What is the communication like? I think this is just an interesting scenario, though, from a truck driving perspective. If he's only home that often, there's so many needs that she has, but he's not even there.
Yeah, and she's doing it all right. She is. And I think I have an idea why her sex drive is so good, but we'll get it at the end. Okay? So, hey, Dr. Jeff Legree, thanks for signing in, chatting in that way.
Legree.
Amanda from Mississippi. Oh my goodness, Stephanie Haynes. All the way from way out West Coast out there. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she used to actually live in Michigan. Now she's way out in West Coast.
Cool.
Out in the Oregon area that way. So, anyways, second here. So those things are very important for both men and women to get them stimulated that way.
Yes.
So guys, take note. You are very visual, okay? That's why I tell people, ladies, be very careful. And I said that's why I talk all the time. Show your man.
Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
My wife is a genius at that. You know
Reward the boy.
and it's really funny, guys. Let a woman know what appeals to you the most.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to communicate.
You have to let them know. Women cannot read your mind either. See what I'm saying? There's things that you like to see.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Some guys like different areas. Some men like different areas than others that way. So it's just understanding. Got to keep it PG-13.
PG-13.
Because the kids are watching.
Raw and unscripted, but still PG-13.
Absolutely. So let's go here then, okay? So as we go from here, what's another aspect that can change it? Exercise.
Correct.
By far. Guys, and I am the most horrible at this, but actually not anymore. The idea is
you've been doing awesome.
It's a must. It's a must. Let me say it again. It's a must for a guy to be active.
Yes.
Exercise is so key for testosterone production for a male. Women actually can do the totally opposite. Women can make them very sick, so be careful on that,
and we
ladies.
see it all the time, though.
It can make you very, very sick.
Yep.
Okay? So, guys, this truck driver, no joke. I did it. I actually sat in a truck a whole summer with my dad. You sit for 10 hours straight, unless you got to stop and go to the bathroom. Do you know what I'm saying? And then you're right back in that truck, sitting there all over again. There's a lot of sedentary lifestyles with guys that way, okay? It's very important to get their butts moving.
And here he mentions even also that, she says, we both have back issues. I can only imagine that career leads to chronic back issues.
It does. It does. Go see your chiropractor. Get your both your butts. You're both suffering. Get your butt in the chiropractor that way. Get that spine taken care of that way.
That's right.
Now, I think, for example, one of the big key things missed, especially with testosterone, for example, especially with males, is the one thing that males don't realize is their hormone converts to other forms. It really does. And I'm going to give you a visual chart here in a second. Thanks to Dr. Josh, actually.
Yes.
He's like, use the whiteboard. I'm like,
write it out.
Whiteboard. Okay, I'm going to listen to him. He's a genius when it comes to being on Facebook and media that way. So I'm going to show you that way. But here's what happens, guys. Your testosterone can convert into different forms. Now, it's really funny. I'm going to take a reference because I don't use this certain part in my hormone connection talk, but I reference this movie, Grumpier Old Men.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now, how do you think that cliche came up that way? Because what happened is this. If men's testosterone levels actually are even normal, they can convert into a much more potent testosterone.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Come
it
on
can.
now.
And one of the major side effects is actually anger. No joke.
On.
So they move away from their normal testosterone levels into what's called DHT, dihydrotestosterone.
Sure.
And the number one thing that actually
and that's where aggression.
And that's where a lot of aggression. That's why when men take synthetic testosterone, the reason why, for example, one of the major side effects is anger and aggression is the fact the body says, whoa, there's too much. It doesn't belong here. It converts to the DHT. DHT is 10 times more potent. And that's why these guys can become massively aggressive and do the most disgusting things. And actually, no joke, physical abuse happens massively that way. Now, the one thing is interesting because one of the major things that causes testosterone to convert into DHT, sugar.
Come on.
Sugar. See, if you ever look at why guys are so sick today, it's sugar. Number one reason why women are so sick today, stress. Do you understand? So really, it's two different things. A woman can get away with a little more sugar. A man can get away with a lot of stress. Vice versa, if they flip that, they're both sick as a dog. Do you see what I'm saying? See, that's why they always talk about if your belly gets big, what happens is your testosterone levels go low. Well, what's the relationship? Because what happens is with all those carbohydrate intake, it converts your testosterone to DHT, and now guess what happens? Is now you move into a massive aggressive aspect of it, and it becomes very, very, very disruptive to a male. Okay? Now, on the flip side, women actually can convert their testosterone DHT. One of the number one things that come from it, hair loss. Hair loss. It's even
for
common,
ladies.
Well, it's even common in
both.
males.
Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying? And so it's like, so for guys, there's a genetic factor why they can lose their hair. But the idea is this, for women, when they start to lose hair loss and women are freaking out, ladies, do this. Go get your DHT levels measured, dihydrotestosterone.
Yep.
You'd be surprised. It's usually skyrocket off the chart. That's why, once again, it's kind of funny. Let's go back to this. High DHT levels also cause PCOS. And that's why you'll see PCOS, hair loss and stuff, things intertwined.
Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying? And see, but once again, guys, this is why I can't understand medicine is so clueless on, because they've missed it. Okay? Now, guys, let's go a little further there. Now, guys, you can also convert to DHT, but you can also convert it into estradiol and estrone. So you can become more of a female. You can. Jeez. It could take your testosterone levels and actually convert you and turn you into more of a woman. And they become sensitive that way. Okay? It's massively different. Let's grab our chart.
All right,
let's grab our chart. Very important here. Okay? So Ross, actually, we're going to call him Vanna for a second here.
What?
we wrote this up. Okay? But basically, not a joke. Guys, number one, get this tested. So the young lady that wrote into us, 57 years old, get your husband tested. Second of all, ladies, visual. Guys are very visual that way. Do what you need to do. That can help that male massively that way. But here's the big thing. Testosterone can convert over there to DHT. It also can convert to estrone and estradiol. So the idea is this. So just sometimes measuring testosterone, free testosterone, guess what happens? It isn't a complete picture. It's why the Wellness Way Clinics does such a great job. When a male or a female approaches it, we look at everything. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times what happens is with even going into practitioner, they'll say, Doc, I'm impotent, and they measure testosterone levels, and it's normal.
Sure.
But they don't realize it can convert to other forms, which leads to that condition that way. So it's very important. Watch for DHT, watch for estrone and estradiol, which are female hormones, more dominant that way. So there we go. Our first ever whiteboard. Awesome.
Vanna can go away now?
Vanna can go away.
Right.
All right. Here we got Alex. Thanks for tuning in there. It's great. Oh,
Janelle King writes, she says, my husband is currently listening with me right now. I'm so happy you guys are discussing this today.
Hey, what's happening?
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, now you just addressed a couple things, and she is saying also, though, that she is using a compound bio.
It's bioidentical. It's why she probably has a sex drive. It is. So you got a woman who, for example, maybe had some low hormones that way, and actually should start to replace them bioidentically that way. So she has stayed normal. And guys, let me teach you this. And for any woman, so if you're sitting there with your wife, guess what happens? She can be just like you during certain times of the month. She's not going to have a sex drive like a guy. It's impossible physically that way unless they're sick.
Yep, you're just going to say.
They're sick, okay? A woman, if they have a woman that has sex drive all the time, ooh, scares me because you're going to end up very sick. Flip side.
The guy might like it, but it's not really the best scenario, is it?
He's going to like it till she ends up with cancer.
Right.
And then she won't like it. You know what I'm saying? Because then their whole life is devastating change. So the idea, for example, through the process is make sure that both of them have decent levels that way. It's why, for example, if you just as a male get your testosterone and free testosterone tested,
Yes,
Dr. Matt.
He's a great guy.
He's a great man that way. We had a great conversation and stuff like that. He's a wonderful doc down there. I think he just had his anniversary. It's kind of cool.
Is that right?
So him and Liz have been married for a while. It's kind of nice, and got a couple little rugrats and stuff like that. So it's pretty awesome. So long story short is, guys, number one, okay, get tested. Number two, ladies, understand, we're visual. We can stimulate your testosterone. Yes. But guys, let the woman know what you like.
Yes. Please.
I actually, it's really funny.
Help yourself out here.
I say this because my wife is watching, but it's like, the guys, trust me, I'm not telling you what I like and what my wife does that way. But she knows it. She can actually grab my attention in 2 seconds. I can be in the middle of anything, and she can walk by me, and guess what happens? And she just she knows me so well and stuff like that. And then the cool thing, for example, is this: it's my attraction to her. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it's like, and she knows how it works that way. She can snap my head like in a second that way. Yeah, it's like I could be in the most important phone call, but call it back.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know.
That's why the whole idea of turning a woman down. I'm like going. I hear stories from women going, my husband turns me down. I'm like, really? Honestly? I actually feel sad for both of them because a male shouldn't be like that.
Right.
That's like I said, it's horrible. There's something going on deeper than that way.
She might actually need to suggest, if she's really concerned with where they're at relationally speaking, it's probably a good idea to get some help.
Yes, it is.
To really peel back the layers. I mean, it's hard for us to address every single issue here, especially concerning your life insurance, concerning where you're at financially, as well as the idea of wanting more affection. It just seems that there are more issues than just what you need in regards to testosterone levels, who has a sex drive, who doesn't. But come on now.
Look what she said about even writing this email, getting it out.
Right.
The stress goes down.
Yes.
You know, and here's one thing. Thank you so much for sending that email.
Yes,
please.
thank you.
What's our email address?
askdrpatrick at twwclinics.com.
And so, guys, understand, women need to talk about this stuff.
Yes.
They do. It's why we're getting, I'll bet you 99% of the emails we get are actually from women. It really is. It's why we'll always talk about a lot of woman topics that way. But to think that they don't co-mix that way, this guy's health problem, I'm hoping it's, like I said, I'm batting for the guy. I'm hoping it's a health problem.
Me too. Me too.
Because, man, step number 2, guys, stay away from that stuff that actually draws. Yep, stay away from it. It's horrible for your health. I'll be the first person to say on time, it's horrible for your health. Do not do it.
Right.
Because what happens is it puts you in a situation to where you're going to relieve yourself. You're actually going to need more testosterone. It's going to drain it. Do you saying? It's unrealistic. And then that's the stuff that you think about.
Absolutely.
And then when a real woman is sitting in front of you, that's right. During a real amazing woman sitting in front of you, you've lost it.
Yep.
That's why these kids today, it's like, oh. Anyways, so we're going to do some giveaways.
And also real quick, do this. Guys, when we're talking about communication, when we're talking about connecting, ask the woman what she needs.
That's right.
You know, what do you need from me?
That's right.
Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Because then she will communicate.
Because you're setting yourself up to win.
Yes.
You know, it's really funny. And I don't want to demean relationships that way, but it's a game that most people lose.
Yes.
Don't believe me? Look at the divorce rate. So therefore, set yourself up to win that way. Now, that's why we're trying to set everybody up to win health-wise, marriage-wise, business-wise. That's why the show came about.
Yes.
You know, sometimes I even say to myself, I say, listen, sometimes we have to do this show like 3 times a week, if not more. But it's hard with our schedule and our demand for all over the country.
Yes.
If we were just doing a show, we'd be on 5 days a week. Okay, we got about a minute left. Like I said,
all right, let's get some names. Come on, Brandon. Who do we have here?
Who won our first book? We're going to take Dr. Kelly's thyroid book.
We've got 59 seconds.
Here we go.
All right, so I have...
Pull the drawing.
Steph Beaver.
Steph Beaver, all right.
So Steph won Dr. Kelly's thyroid book.
Private message us your information so that we can make sure it gets sent out to you.
Sent out, PM your address. Don't post it on there. I want people to do it.
Iwona.
So Iwona won Dr. Greg's cholesterol medicine's biggest scapegoat book that way.
Yes.
Congratulations. Brandon, poll last name, or 2 more names. 2 more names, Brandon.
How about we do this? Christina Casillas. I don't know how you say that last name. Christina.
So she won Dr. Jason's metabolic syndrome book that way. Congratulations. Now, and our wonderful Wellness Way mug. Don't worry, we got new ones coming. It's kind of cool.
We've got 13 seconds. Come on.
Come on.
who was I don't know.
Wait, she already won.
She already won. 765.
Oh,
No, one more. We can go. We can go 1 minute late today.
All right.
1 minute. Kim Lacefield.
Kim Lacefield.
Kim Lacefield.
It's fantastic.
Awesome.
Thank you. Russ.
Ladies and gentlemen, have yourself an amazing 4th of July. Please keep all your fingers and digits on. Don't blow anything up. We look forward to seeing you next week, Tuesday, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you for joining us, and I'm going home. Bye-bye.